Welcome to Craigslist Horror Story. This horror story is called Blindsided. This is a true story, only the names have been changed, and this is a user-submitted story. It started on September 27, 2012. I was searching Craigslist for a new puppy because my dog had recently been hit by a car and didn't survive. I didn't have a very big budget to work with, so I was looking to adopt a new companion for little or no money. After several emails to locals that were looking to rehome dogs, I came across a girl named Sarah who was trying to adopt out her 6-month-old German Shepherd puppy. I was super excited at the thought of getting a German Shepherd. I'd always loved them, but could never consider getting one, as most everyone I'd ever come across had cost hundreds of dollars to adopt, and I could never afford it, nor justify spending that kind of money, considering my not-so-great income. Sarah's ad stated that she would soon be moving and was forced to give her dog up, as she was not allowed to bring her to the new apartment she was moving into, and that she would be willing to give her away for free to anyone who wanted her that would also be willing to help her move a few things into storage on the upcoming Saturday. So, having let the excitement get the better of me, I replied to her ad as a willing candidate if the dog hadn't been promised to anyone else yet. Almost 5 seconds later, it seemed, Sarah replied to my message. "Yay! I love you! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you be at my place around 6 to 7 p.m. Saturday? And do you have a truck by chance?" Well, I don't own a truck, but my brother did have an old beater, and he would let me use it whenever I needed it to haul stuff, so I replied, "Yes, I do. And yes, 6 or 7 will be great. Just send me the address and I'll see you then." Okay, so, off to Saturday. I finally get to Sarah's house and meet her and Pixie. Awesome dog. Beautiful. I was so thrilled. Sarah was pretty nice, and an attractive girl in her early 30s, I believed, anyway. So we got right to work after the introductions, and as it was getting dark and the storage facility we were heading to was quite a ways away, it was actually just a barn on one of her relatives' property that she was using because, like myself, she was working with a limited budget as well. So long story short, cut to the barn. It wasn't creepy or a serial killer hideout like I had imagined at first. Just a really nice modern barn on a beautiful stretch of land in the middle of nowhere. So, after we unloaded the 5 or 6 things we had, we hopped in the truck to head back to drop her off and to pick up my new best friend. I was so excited, and then bam! The stupid junky truck of my brother's wouldn't start. I knew it was all going too smooth to be true. Ugh! The damn thing wasn't doing anything. Just as if the truck had been sitting out in a field for decades would do. Nothing at all. By now it's dark. I had accidentally left my cell phone on her porch earlier, and hers had no signal whatsoever out there. She said we'd have to walk down a little ways, this ridiculously long driveway, to get a signal. So we hooked it and set about our walk. It was so freaking dark you could barely see your hand in front of your face. But anyway, after about 10 minutes walking, we heard a noise coming from the woods. Kind of like someone walking, you know, crunching leaves, whatnot. It kept up, like whatever was walking, then it would stop again and again, you know, but no other type of animal noise or anything. I was a little bit sketched, but pretended that I wasn't real concerned with it, you know, trying to impress this pretty young lady. Anyway, Sarah was a little bit nervous and started walking really close to me. We continued to walk, and the noise started getting closer and closer. She got a little freaked out and grabbed my hand, and we naturally started walking a little bit faster. And then out of nowhere, we hear the noise like all over the place, and it's coming kind of towards us. Then all of a sudden, it's coming towards us kind of hard and fast, so we were freaking by then. So anyway, we took off at kind of like a slow run or a jog, and then all of a sudden, BAM! I feel her hand get jerked out of mine. and she let out an awful thudding attempt of a scream, like she was in severe pain or something, and then went silent. I couldn't see her. I couldn't see shit. And I yelled for her, but she didn't answer. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Sarah! I had no fucking idea what was going on or what had just happened. So I took off running all the way to the end of the driveway, and I just turned the same way I remembered coming when we drove up in the car. Anyway, I see a car coming towards me, and I'm waving both hands just like in a horror movie. And of course, the car did not stop. They just drove on by full speed. Apparently, though, they must have called the police, because about 15 minutes later, a sheriff's deputy comes racing up the street and stopped right beside of me. So I knew he was coming to check me out. Anyway, I was very happy. But I started taking a little turn for the worse there too, okay? The sheriff's deputy pulled up and shook me down for about 30 minutes. Then he cuffed me. Took me back to go try to find this Sarah girl I was talking about. After turning into several dirt roads that weren't the right ones, we came across Sarah's property finally. We drove all the way to the barn and never seen any sign of her. The deputy called her sister. Her sister confirmed to the police that she did go there with me, and that she was worried because Sarah should be home by now, and that I was a stranger. And she also told the sheriff on speakerphone that I was sketchy looking. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so he detains me for further investigation. Takes me back. They booked me into a jail cell. And I'm like, wow, this is just great. Where the hell is Sarah? Anyway, I fall asleep after a couple of hours of staring at the wall and wondering what was going on. And then at about 5 a.m. I woke up to the door of the cell opening. The deputy comes in and says to me, your lucky day has arrived. You're going home. And he proceeded to inform me that they found Sarah and that she's okay, but she had almost been killed after being trampled on by a herd of deer. Apparently, when we took off running, we put ourselves right in the path of a panicked herd. I never attempted to pick up the dog.